You know that feeling, right? The fight is over, the dust has settled, and there's just this distance. And you're left wondering, okay, what now? Well, in this explainer, we're diving straight into that tricky but super important process of how you actually rebuild a connection after things have been broken.
It's really the question that just hangs in the air, isn't it? That silence after the storm can feel even more intense than the conflict itself. So, what really goes on in that space? Are we trying to get back to the way things were, or is this a chance to build something totally new?
To even start answering that, we need to know where we're headed. And our destination, our goal, is this one word: coalesce. Now, this isn't about slapping a bandage on a problem. Coalesce means two separate things coming together intentionally to form a brand new, single, unified whole. That's what we're aiming for. So, how do we kick off this journey to coalesce? Well, it actually starts way before anyone even says, "I'm sorry." It all begins right here, with intention. Before a single word is exchanged, both people have to actually want to form that new unified thing. If that shared goal isn't there, you're not rebuilding anything. You're just two people stuck on opposite sides of a canyon with no bridge in sight. But just wanting it isn't quite enough, right? To get us through this, we need a philosophy, a completely new way of looking at the relationship itself. And this quote right here is such a perfect metaphor for it. Just think about the night sky for a second. It's not a contest. No stars trying to outshine the other. Each one just adds its own light, and together they make the whole sky beautiful. That's the mindset we've got to bring to our relationships. So here's the absolute bottom line. Rebuilding a connection is not about winning. It's not about proving you were right all along. It's about leaving the rivalry of the conflict behind and choosing a philosophy of harmony where the connection itself is way more important than anyone's ego. And this breaks it down so well. Ask yourself, are your actions aimed at togetherness, or are you still stuck in that rivalry? Are you trying to collaborate on what's next, or are you still competing over what happened in the past? The whole point is to light up the relationship together, not to try and dim someone else's light to make your own seem brighter. Okay, so we've got our goal, to coalesce. We've got our philosophy, harmony. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about the practical steps, which we're going to call the dance of rebuilding. I mean, this is the big one, isn't it? It's all well and good to talk about ideas and philosophies, but what does this actually look like day to day? How do you even start taking those first steps forward? Turns out, it's kind of like a three-step dance. First, you've got to give it time, just to let the dust settle. Rushing never, ever works. Second, and this one is absolutely critical, it has to be an equal effort. And third, you both have to accept that you're creating something new, not just patching up the old version. And this is exactly why we call it a dance. You can't do it by yourself, right? Imagine one person is trying to waltz, leading and twirling, but the other person is just standing there, completely still. That's not a dance. It's just awkward. For it to work, both partners have to be in it, matching each other's energy and effort to create something beautiful together. Now, if both people actually commit to this dance, what you end up with isn't what you had before. It's something else entirely. It's a connection that has been fundamentally transformed. And this right here, this might be the single hardest, but most important truth to accept. The old connection, it's gone. The conflict created a break, and what grows back in its place will be different. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. Part of this new reality involves what you might call new barriers. But listen, these aren't angry walls meant to keep people out. They're more like thoughtful fences, built on purpose from the new awareness you both gained from the conflict. They aren't bad things at all. In fact, they're often a sign of a stronger, more honest relationship. And that is the new foundation. The entire future of this rebuilt connection rests on whether both of you can mutually respect these new terms, these new boundaries. If you can't honor them, the whole thing is just going to fall apart all over again. Which brings us to the final step, the personal choice everyone has to make. Once you see what the new reality looks like, you find yourself at a crossroads. And really, there are two clear, totally valid paths forward. You can choose to stay, and that means genuinely respecting the new rules of the road and giving this new connection a real chance to become stable. Or, if you look at the new terms and you know in your gut you just can't live with them, the most respectful choice is to leave. You preserve your own peace and you avoid causing more pain for everyone. This is pulled straight from the source material, and it's just such powerful, direct advice. Being radically honest with yourself at this moment is so important. Trying to force yourself to accept terms you can't really accept, well, that's just setting everyone up for another disaster down the line. Sometimes walking away is the kindest thing you can do.
It really boils down to this. You have to make your choice based on the reality of the connection as it is today, not what it used to be and not what you hope it might become later. You have to be okay with what's on the table right now.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. When you consider this whole dance, this new foundation, and that final honest choice, which bridges in your own life are truly worth the immense shared effort that it takes to rebuild? It's a different answer for every single one of us.